So what's happening, world? Here I am, day one. Just left a place called Veterans Base Camp, where I spent over a year, almost a year, pouring in my heart and soul, time, energy, efforts, finance, everything, because I believed in the mission. For reasons I'm not going to get into here, it didn't work, so it became unsafe for me, so I left. I'm not going to point fingers and be that guy, because it's really not who I am. So here I am. I just left about an hour ago. I'm now on the highway heading south out of Connecticut, and literally packed everything I own at 2 o'clock this morning, hit the road at daylight, which was 7, I think. It's now almost 9. And so it's me. God, my faith, until it became unsafe, I had to leave. And of course, Annie, my baby boo, my battle buddy, she's like, what the hell are you doing to me? And this is a minivan, my stuff. Notice how it's all in totes? I had those totes, so I bought those months ago. Just having been homeless before, I know what it's like to be able to react quickly, be prepared to do that when you have to, and so just out of instinct, really, I had those available in case I had to bug out, and apparently I had to, so I did, and here I am. So where am I headed? That's a good question, actually. God will guide me, I have no doubt. Always has a plan. And by the way, I'm driving this minivan that was actually donated to a 501c nonprofit that I started back in August. This is now it's a week before Christmas, so December. And so I started this nonprofit called Sacred Paws Service Dogs to specifically train service dogs for veterans. So the mission was train veterans to train service dogs to be matched and placed with other veterans, disabled veterans. And so I did, because I have one myself, you just seen her, and she came from an organization called Paws for Purple Hearts. We're in Alaska, where we're from. And so I was a volunteer service dog trainer for 3 years there before I was matched with Annie, my forever battle buddy. And so I started realizing the therapeutic benefits and completely changed my life. I was wrapped up in the VA healthcare system for years, and it was no good at all. It's not for me. All they did is write pills and prescriptions for pills. They put your head in the clouds so you don't think about stuff, and so that's their solution to veterans. And they wonder why 22 a day are killing themselves, because they're not getting the help that they need, plain and simple. And so I started that nonprofit to give back, so to speak, do my part and helping veterans whenever possible. So that nonprofit is still in existence. We now no longer have a home. This minivan is the home. Getting back to the minivan, this minivan was donated by an awesome dude called Davey Edwards, another nonprofit for veterans called Open Doors Outdoors. They take veterans out on hikes into the mountains and just let nature and God do the work on their souls. And having been a benefit of that, those experiences myself, I believe in their mission as well. So he donated the van, and so here it is. The van has no heat. I just came down from the White Mountains yesterday, actually, in New Hampshire, because I needed those therapies, and it was up there when I realized up in the White Mountains that it was, things were not as they seemed in my current situation, and so it was time for me to move forward. I'm not running. I'm not moving on. I'm moving forward. And so here I am. I just got outside I made it through Hartford. That's always an issue for me. Traffic. Waterbury, just past Waterbury. I'm heading east. Actually, my goal for today is to make it to Mill Hall, Pennsylvania. That's where my beloved late wife was buried. I lost my wife to cancer back in 2008, November 12th exactly, 2008. Shortly after I got back from Iraq.
10 miles, right onto I-84 west toward New York.
So yeah, this thing's talking to me. So, this is it, day one, my journey. Where am I going? Oh, south. I'll go see my brother in Florida if I make it. And I got a tank of gas. I dumped literally my very last penny into the gas tank. I filled this gas tank. Hopefully it'll take me 400 miles. And that was it. I got zero money to continue on. So I don't know where I'm going to end up, what I'm going to do. But I got my faith, man. Hey, ain't no joke. I ain't going to lie about that. Totally have trust and faith in God. And this isn't about boo-hoo, this isn't about poor me, and it's almost Christmas, and I'm not looking for handouts or handouts. I'm not looking for nothing, man. The only thing I'm looking for is my next mission, my next purpose, wherever God brings me. And so, complete faith, man. That's it. I could break down right now. I could get a flat. That's where I'm at. I could run out of gas in Pennsylvania. That's where I'm at. So what? But I have faith. That's what happens. Every time I feel a sense of doubt or fear, I just remember faith. Lean on your faith. And so I had to do that actually this morning just to get through Hartford because traffic is nuts there. And it's an ugly city. And so I get triggered when I'm in those situations, and I just leaned on it and breezed right through it. Thank you. So day one, I've never done this type of thing before. I really don't like talking at cameras, but it was kind of put on my heart that I should maybe document this, just so maybe others can see what it's like. PTSD sucks, man. It sucks bad. And when you're triggered, all logic goes out the window, and when they talk about fight, flight, or freeze, it's one of the three things happen. And zero logic is involved. Your brain just says survive time, and you do that. That means run, flight, and you do that. It means freeze, and you freak out, and you do that. Or you fight, right? And so I'm not gonna fight. There's no fight there. The only fight is within me. So that's what I'm doing. And so again, not like talking into cameras, phones, whatever, video, YouTube stuff. I'm not that guy. I don't have those skills. But I felt like I need to document this, and hopefully raise awareness. Really is my thing. Raise awareness of what is happening out there. 2.7 million military personnel, American citizens, have deployed in the last 18 years to these two conflicts, wars, whatever you want to call them. I'll keep it PG-13, but. And so that number that everybody's now familiar with has become a coin thing, 22 a day. According to a recent VA study, if you have any faith in that data, the larger percentage of that number of 22 a day that are taking their own lives, veterans taking their own lives, actually come from an age group of 45 years and older, if I believe so. I think that's the number, but I know it's an older age group, meaning majority of those veterans that are taking their own lives are Vietnam veterans. Now those guys and gals had zero support. Everybody knows this. Were treated poorly when they came home. They had nothing. I mean, they had no services, very little. The VA is dysfunctional as it is now. Could you imagine what it was like then? So not only were they not getting the help, they were not being treated. They were being mistreated. And so, oh boy, traffic. Here I go. Train of thought. So the point, my point is, if it took this long, speaking about the Vietnam veterans, to get to the point now where the majority of those 22 a day are taking their own lives, imagine what it's going to be like. That 22 a day number's going to be like in 15, 20, 30 years. 2.7 million who are not getting the help that they need. That a day number is going to be astronomical until we as a nation decide that this has become a crisis, and it is a crisis. Until we recognize it and start acting proactively, intervene, doing what needs to be done to get these guys and girls, these warriors, these war fighters, get them the help that they need. Because it's not happening, man. It's not. That's why I'm stuck in traffic right now. All right, so yeah, I'm starting to get a little uneasy. I'm surrounded by knuckleheads. So I'm going to sign off for now until I get out of here. Scouts out.